Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody favorite baby daddy, what's the street, man? And today we go be in Memphis with it, y'all. So hit that like button, y'all, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. Now, we gonna be covering the story, y'all, of Latasha Daniels. She's going on trial. Now, before I get to that, let's start with the first story. Chicago is getting so wild with these damn ISIS agents here and these immigrants, right? These immigrants, y'all, they do not want to be deported. They don't give a fuck. They trying to fight the federales and things like that. The federales have to use tear gas everywhere they go, and they then did everything but shot a person. And I think they need to shoot somebody before their ass get hurt. Somebody go get hurt. Now, our mayor, Brandon, that motherfucker, I can't stand him. Listen, our mayor, he then told the police not to help them. The police do not assist them. But it got so wild last week. Now, in fact, like 2 days ago, it got so wild that the police had to come over and had to help them. That's because somebody shot at them, y'all. You hear me? Now, the first mistake I think they making, and this just me, because some people are scared of authority, but they're not scared of just regular cars. First thing they need to do is start moving around in marked vehicles. They need to bring those armored trucks out, and that would put out some type of fear. Now, it's probably too late now because these people ain't scared. They is trying them. You hear me? They really try these people. See, the feds pull up 10 cars deep, all the windows tinted, and try to jump out. The people be gathered up because they have started following them. They know where they come from. They follow them from their workstation and go where they go and try to arrest the migrants, and they try to protect them. So you got 10 cars of federal agents rolling around, which is ISIS. They jump out and go to the houses or where they trying to go. They got 10 cars following them. Everywhere they go, the ride is already with them, y'all, because they've been following them all day. That's crazy. The police is gonna have to assist them eventually, y'all, because they can't move around like that. The people already know the police ain't assisting them. That's another reason they getting so rowdy, because they like the police ain't gonna help them. The police ain't gonna help them. They've been doing everything short of trying to shoot them. And they just started this today or the other day. That was somebody shot at the fucking ISIS agent, y'all. You hear me? I'm talking about pull up and let off about 17, 18 rounds. And then it still had a bunch of people out there. ISIS had to call Chicago police. Chicago police got an order from the mayor not to help them, but they still have to enforce the law. Shots fired, that's a police issue. Crowd control, that's a police issue. So they had to come and aid and assist these guys from ISIS, and they don't like each other. ISIS so bogus, they threw a tear gas last month. They threw one of them canister in the section where the police was at. It's like 25 police that got maced with that stuff, the tear gas. So they don't really like each other. But the police try not to show it. They just like, we don't got to help them. But when you get 911 calls, they got to show up. Hey, we got a crowd out here. There's too much going on. They're attacking people and they shoot. The police had to come, and they had to come and have their little batons and like riot gear to try to help them. And guess what? They did help them, and they pushed them back. See, them marked cars mean something. People would try to respect some authority. But when you riding around in unmarked cars like that, first of all, if you ain't with the police, you ain't got no authority. They watch Brandon the mayor every day say he ain't dealing with them. So that's the first mistake I think they got. They need to change that. They need to fix that, right? So, like I said, he got shot at, man. There's so much going on. Everywhere they go, they make it hot, y'all. You hear me? They make it hot. It's just a matter of time before either they go have to shoot somebody or they getting cockier and cockier. Every time they get away with bullying ISIS, because a lot of time, every time they leave, they speeding away like, and they running. That builds up these guys' courage and their ego, and they think, oh, okay, see, these niggas some pussies, man. We really go get on their ass tomorrow. We really go get on them tomorrow. And they is planning this. They're going to have to start following some of these guys, finding out where they are going to be, and planning their little attacks because they got to have a house or something. I mean, they probably just doing it like showing up outside of ISIS. Okay, well, y'all go have to go out there and start locking all them people out there that don't supposed to be there. Hey, this is a federal building. Y'all shouldn't even be around here. Start locking them up. That's what they'll have to do. If they don't do that, hey, they gonna be in trouble. Bring a goddamn school bus, a CTA bus, and everybody that's out there trying to fight, grab them, cuff them, throw them on the bus. Grab them, cuff them, throw them on the bus. Throw them on the bus. Throw them on the bus, because that is a police matter, because technically y'all are breaking the law. Now, we ain't here technically helping ISIS, but y'all are acting as criminals right now. So we here to arrest y'all ass. They go deport you. With us, we go take you to jail and you'll be out tomorrow. Y'all either go cut that dumb shit out, or we go start putting y'all ass over there with them that's getting deported. We'll take your damn green card and tear that motherfucker up. It don't matter if you've been living in the United States, you'll be in trouble. They got to learn, hey, y'all need to pipe down and let justice take its course, because the people that's over here legally, okay, that's cool, but the ones that ain't, because they be doing a lot of things. And they was talking to Mayor Brandon just at something I was watching earlier today, and one of the reporters asked him, he said, how you feel about the guy that was an immigrant that grabbed the woman and banged her head against the concrete and then just raped her? Right down the street somewhere. And he like, next question. That ain't even a question, but they throwing it at his face. His press conferences are terrible. He don't hardly want to answer nothing. He is the worst man we have had. You hear me? The worst. He started all this, y'all, because he got tricked from the Texas mayor. He thought, they said, man, well, some of these sanctuary cities, y'all got to help us with this overflow of migrants. Oh, okay, that's no problem. Oh, y'all going to give us a budget? Yeah, well, send a few buses down here. They only supposed to got 6 or 7 buses, y'all. They sent almost 50 buses here. Almost 50. Mayor Brandon even called the governor down there in Texas and told him, stop bringing them. I can't take no more of these migrants. I don't got nowhere to put them. That was maybe about 20 buses. Don't you know they snuck 30 more buses down here? And they say, okay, we ain't taking them no. They closed down the site where they was dropping the migrants off. The bus drivers were instructed, okay, just get to the city. Don't go to the block you used to go to. Stop 5 blocks over this way. And they made them walk. They were sneaking in. I had an idea. I said, man, whenever y'all catch them doing that, y'all need to lock the driver up and take the bus. That's exactly what they did, y'all. They locked up the drivers and took the buses. Chicago had about 7 of them damn buses, and they still was sending them down here, y'all. Listen, these people were riding in style. They were riding in nice buses with the nice leather seats, and look, make Greyhound look like some raggedy shit. They had nice buses they was sending up here because they playing with their money. They got the money. And somebody got the contract and he gave them all the buses they need. Because guess what? They were paying. So they pulling up in style, getting all the money and ain't doing nothing but just, coming up here. Okay, I understand y'all supposed to be in danger over there, but they sent all the criminals over here. Same thing England did when they sent people to the United States. That's how all the countries do. That's when they got to get rid of some people, they get rid of the bad people first. And I told y'all when they started coming around and trying to act like they was going to form gangs and be tough, I said, man, it don't matter. If they up there by that police station, they go get that motherfucker shot up. And check it out. That's exactly what happened. When I tell y'all I got ESP, or maybe it ain't ESP, maybe by me being in Chicago so long, I know how it works. So I can see shit is like moving in slow motion. I know how guys get. The YNs, OGs, all us are just like we raised them little bastards. We know how they is. They ain't worried about the police. They'll spin around that bitch in a minute. And that's what they did. Somebody ran out with some money or did something and thought because he was going to walk back to one of them tents that niggas wasn't going to come see his ass. And guess what? They went up there to see him. And they end up shooting up the little crowd out there, right? These niggas were so cocky and confident. When the other police pulled up, they taking reports. Don't you know the vehicle that had shot up the police station come back around? You hear them dumb ass YN say shit like that. We spin the block and then we'll spin back again. If he ain't dead, we'll come around the corner again. And that's what they tried to do. While the police taking the report, the lady like, that's the guy right there. That's it right there. The Cherokee. Police like, where? And she pointed at him. Man, they jumped in the car and chased these motherfuckers. You hear me? They chased them hard. They chased them hard. They chased them so hard, they had an accident at one of the red lights. Everybody was hurt. The suspects in the car hurt, bent all up. They couldn't get out. The police bent all up in their car. They couldn't get out. The police that was chasing them didn't arrest them. The other police had to do it because they had to cut these motherfuckers out the car. Everybody had to get cut out. The shooters and the police that were chasing the shooters. I bet they said, hell no, we ain't letting them get away with shooting at the police station. Now, some things they let slide, but when they want to stand on business, they will, y'all. Now, let's go down here to Memphis, y'all. Let me give y'all a little background for the people who probably never seen this. This lady name is Tasha Daniels, y'all, right? Tasha Daniels was married to her first husband. His name was Ronnie. They got 4 years in. 4 years in. Then she was separated for a while. She felt bad. She found another husband. See, her daddy was a minister, so they believe in marriage. He wanted her to get married again, so she did. Her second husband, his name was Brian, right? Brian and her lasted like 8 years. It might be the other way around. The first one was 8, but anyway, I'm just giving y'all the statistics, right? So, she go through that divorce. Now she's feeling vulnerable, y'all. She's feeling worthless and all this, right? So she always was a church girl. She went to the church. This is first in Arkansas, right? She went to the church and started the ministry. She ended up getting a position in the church. Her position is some type of life coach. A bitch that's been married and divorced twice and really vulnerable and shaky. And she's a life coach. Same bitch that's on trial for murder. But she was the life coach. Okay, but okay, it is what it is. So that was in Arkansas, right? She joins the church. She end up in the program. They split them up into sections. Now, after her second marriage, she wants some spiritual advice. One of the pastors, she asked to, give her some counseling. First session, they go to her office because she was like a lawyer too. So they go to her office so it could be kind of incognito, and she felt more comfortable there because this is her office. This is where she lay down and give people advice. So she wants some advice. She felt safe there. First time the guy comes over there, he just checking her out and reading her body language, right? Let me tell you ladies something about men, about confident men. Confident men can spot a vulnerable woman a mile away. You always can tell when a woman like you or when you can take her. I always say this, just because you can fuck a woman don't mean you got to do it. You can tell from the jokes she laugh at. You be like, this shirt kind of bright red. Fuck you laughing at, bitch. I said it's bright red because it's bright red. That ain't funny. But she laughing. She damn near on the floor laughing. Bitch laughing at her crayon joke. The hell? The small shit. You want some water? You want something to drink? Yeah, I can take some water. Okay. When you come in, take your coat on and fold it up. Damn, this chick here. Okay. He peeped all that from the first session. The first session. You just met this man. He's supposed to give you counseling. Guess how long the session lasted? 2 fucking hours. Now, this woman had been divorced twice. Ain't had no dick in like 4 years. 4 years. Second session. She said she wanted to say something to him. The beginning of the second session. The first session, he sat there with his hands in his pocket. He's reading all her body language. So she thinking, damn, that session was good. We had the first thing, but the only thing kind of made me uncomfortable was the fact he had his hands in his pocket. Now, I don't know if she noticed this or not. The second session, he comes in there. And she like, I was going to ask you, why did you have your hands in your pocket this whole first session? He said, I was trying to keep my professional. I was trying to remain professional. She's like, oh. She should have told him, well, put your hands back in your pocket. But she didn't say that. So this should have let her know, okay, he on something now. So he sit there listening to her, and he ain't listening to none of this shit. He like, this bitch just needs some dick. This was going on in his mind, and he proved it by his action. He grabbed the chair she was sitting in, which is kind of like a chair I got with the arms right here. Grabbed the arms of the chair, pulled her close to him, and just started kissing her. You think she resisted? She ain't no dick in 4 years. She fucked him the first day. Second session, she fucked him. Why? Because he knew he can get it. Ain't no way you would just grab a chick and try to kiss her unless you knew. He probably thought about that shit all the way on the ride home. Not to mention, he married too. He's married. That was in Little Rock, right? They started dating, and she's fucking him almost like a year and a half. She done fell in completely love. She's the perfect second baseman. She's doing everything he tell her to do. He's a cheater. He done showed her the app to contact him on. It automatically erased the message. As soon as you send the message, once it's read by the other party, boop, they disappear. Out of both phones is some app. They said the name of it. It's called Confidential. App Confidential. Right? So she's fucking him. Now she's in love. He get a job in Memphis. He packs up, move to Memphis. No problem right away. They taking little trips, meeting up, still doing their thing. Then he decides, you know what? I'm going to have to break this off. And he quit her. Now she is crushed. Her self-esteem is low, y'all. Very low already. She got divorced once, twice, and then I meet another guy, the third guy, and I fell in love, and now he dumping me. She feeling like shit. This chick packed her suitcase, got her gun, and drove all the way to Memphis from Little Rock. Knocks on his door because obviously she know where he live at, and he got a wife. They let the chick in the house. She comes in and they small talking for a minute, but she done drove all the way down here to kill him. So ain't no use of hiding it. Your wife finna find out today. She said, why did you just quit me like that? He looked at her like, what? What? And she like, I want to know. So the wife looked like, what? She pulls out the gun, shoots him 3-4 times. The wife jumps in front of her husband trying to stop. She stepped around and boom, boom, boom. Shot him a couple more times. She nicked the wife in the arm. She wasn't trying to kill the wife. Killed him. He laid there, died. She stayed there waiting on the police. In the house with the wife. The wife called 911 and she's still standing there with the gun, screaming, you hurt my feelings, you broke my heart and all this. She did all that. Now fast forward, she's on trial for this murder, y'all. And they had the nerve to put her on the stand. They got her fixed up real good. She looked very professional. She looked calm. She don't look like no chick with no low self-esteem. They trying to humanize her, y'all. They try not to make her look like a monster. The case, they showing you how vulnerable she was in the state. Her lawyer's pretty good. It might even work. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they not going to hit her with first or second degree murder. They go break it down to manslaughter or something. So now that y'all up to speed, this is kind of a long trial, y'all. It might be an hour. So I might break it up in 2 sessions for y'all. We might look at maybe, I've been talking 20 minutes. Shit. If I watch it, we'll watch maybe 20 minutes of it. Trying to break it up in 3 parts, y'all. So we can take it from the beginning. Yeah, we'll do it like that, y'all. Let's break it up in 3 parts. So we'll watch like 20 minutes of this. We'll come back and do the other 20 tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll do the third half. So without further ado, check this woman out. Get my little camera straight. Well, I got it on a small thing today, y'all. So y'all be able to see the whole. Y'all get to see the whole thing. Turn him on. Her lawyer know what she's doing, though. Her lawyer know what she's doing. And she got a lady lawyer.
You wanted counseling? I did.
Now, y'all got to hear the first part. I got to let y'all hear from the beginning.
That's called Latasha Daniels.
Latasha Daniels is her name.
You can raise your right hand. You swear affirm and tell the whole truth. Yes, ma'am. All right, you may have a seat.
If I go to sleep, don't be mad, y'all. Somebody call my phone in 20 minutes. God damn it.
Latasha, Latasha.
But I ain't, because I'm interested in this.
Daniels, Daniels.
Before we get into all of the allegations here, have you ever testified in a situation like this before?
No.
Is this a comfortable situation?
Not at all.
Please let me know if you need it. Okay. I want to talk to you
They look like she should have low self-esteem.
your childhood. Your childhood, okay?
Okay.
Can you tell me about your parents?
My parents, my father was retired military and a minister, and my mom, she was my mother.
Was your biological father the man that you called Dad?
No, I was raised by my stepfather, and so I called him father, and my biological father I called Papa.
Now, your the dad that you lived with, right? What did he do for a living?
Once he retired from the military, he was, from my knowledge, he worked at Combs, and he retired from there. And then he began to work for the Salvation Army, where he ran the community community center where the youth would go. And so once he retired from there, he was just home sitting on the porch and buying land and doing gardens.
At any point did he become an ordained minister?
He did. I was in elementary, but I do recall him becoming an ordained minister.
What would you consider his reputation to have been within your community?
He was highly respected in our community. Everyone knew of my father and respected him well.
And did they know that you were your father's daughter?
Oh yes, to the point to where, like, if anybody seen my sisters and I, they would say, "That's Mr. Briggs' daughter." It's like they knew that who we were.
Did that mean something in that community to be his daughter?
Most definitely, and we carried ourselves accordingly.
Now, how were things at home outside of public?
Things at home wasn't as what they seemed in public. My father did physically abuse my mother, and I was the one who would at nights wake up and beg him to stop.
Did you have any siblings in the home?
I did. I had 2 little sisters.
Did the 3 of you hear as your dad would beat your mom?
I'm not sure if they did, but I did, and I often would wake up and ask him to stop, and even sometimes try pulling them apart.
When you were in public, did you let that side of your life show?
Oh, not at all. I went to school and I did the things that I was supposed to do, participated in sports, and just carried myself, I guess, in a normal fashion.
Is that what was expected of you?
Yes, we didn't say or tell what was going on inside of the home.
Now, I want to talk to you about late in your teens, okay? Mm-hmm. When you were 17, you got pregnant.
I did.
What happened when you got pregnant?
I shared with my dad. Well, I don't know if I shared with him or not, but I was told once he found out that I needed to get married.
Did you get married?
I did.
And was that to Rodney?
Yes.
How would you describe your relationship with Rodney?
In the beginning, it was good. We both had graduated from high school, and so we was building a life together. We moved from our hometown to Little Rock, Arkansas, and purchased a home, and we were doing well. Rodney decided to go to police academy, and during during that time, I helped him. I made sure he studied. I did everything that I could to ensure that he made it through police academy and was successful. Once he, probably months after joining the force, things began to shift. He would ask me to do certain things that I was like out of the norm, but I was in college, and so he would then say, well, you're probably going to want somebody from college, and I didn't understand that because like I loved Rodney. I wanted our family. But even though we didn't argue, we grew distant, and I never understood why until I found out that he was having an affair.
Did you actually catch him in the act?
Not in the beginning, but during he decided that we was going to separate. And one day while I was at school, he had packed up all my stuff, put it in a U-Haul, and drove it to my mom's house.
How long were you married to Rodney?
For 4 years.
Did you eventually get divorced?
We did.
Now, after that divorce, did you attempt suicide?
I actually did it right before we actually finalized the divorce.
Did you commit suicide because of the divorce? I'm sorry, attempt to commit suicide because of the divorce.
Yes, I just didn't feel like I felt like a failure. That was the one thing
Yeah, see, her self-esteem so low, y'all, she can't stand rejection because she's scared of it anyway.
I didn't think that I was enough. And so I didn't feel I had anything to offer.
But you did go on to get an education, right?
I did.
And you didn't let your divorce or your teen pregnancy, you didn't let those things stop you from trying to get better in your life, right?
Right. I wanted to push forward. I wanted to be successful. And I mean, I had to be. So I kept going.
And you eventually became a licensed clinical social worker.
I did.
Now, I want to talk to you about your second marriage, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That was to Brian.
Yes.
Now, how long were you married to Brian?
I was married to Brian for 8 years.
Was that relationship positive?
No.
Did you feel loved in that relationship?
No.
Did you feel wanted in that relationship?
Not at all.
Would you describe Brian as being emotionally distant?
He very much was so.
Emotionally neglectful?
Yes.
Did you try to get Brian to go into marriage counseling?
Yes, we had the discussion, and he didn't want to do it.
Did you determine that you would go get your own counseling?
Yes.
Did you go see a psychologist?
I did not.
Why?
Because of the field that I was in, I just wanted, I wanted spiritual guidance, but also because of me being in private practice, I was afraid of being that individual that was getting the water cooler talk per se. Just in my field, I didn't have anyone that I felt like I could really go to and trust because I was very closed off. I didn't share my business with anybody. And so going through that and being in private practice, I didn't want to take what was my income because I needed to be able to take care of the things in my life. So I did not. But I did know that spiritually I wanted some direction.
Why did you feel like you needed spiritual direction?
Just from my first marriage, when I went to my dad and told him that I was getting a divorce, The one thing he said to me that just resonated with me was that he said he would have gotten an attorney. I'm taking away my children, but it was all just like, I just felt like it was like a punishment from God. And so I just didn't want to be in another failed marriage. I just didn't.
Did your dad consider it your failure that you got divorced?
Yes.
Did you seek out spiritual counseling?
I did.
Now I want to talk to you about St. Mark's, okay?
Okay.
You need some water?
Yes.
May I approach her? Yes. Thank you. What is St. Mark's?
It's the church that I attended in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Is it a big church or a small church?
It's a big church.
Did you have any particular role within the church?
Yes. I participated in evangelism, but eventually became a life group leader.
How were you selected to become a life group leader?
One Sunday, was talking to, just in shaking hands with some of the pastors, Pastor Perry, Brodus Perry, he had asked me, he was like, you thinking about being a life group member? And at that time, I was like, I'll consider it. And then eventually I did go ahead and sign up to become a life group leader.
And this was prior to you reaching out for that spiritual counseling, right?
Correct.
How many members go to St. Mark's?
At the time, approximately 6,000.
Damn.
How many people were selected to be life group leaders?
In our first set of leadership training, it may have been approximately 60 to 80 of us.
Okay. And were you then subdivided into groups?
Yes, we were divided into cohorts.
How many people were in each cohort?
About 8 to 10.
How many people were in your cohort?
It was about 8 of us.
Who was the supervisor, the supervising pastor for your cohort?
Brodus was our leader.
Would you consider y'all's group to have been a close group?
We were very close.
Did you become close with Pastor Perry through that group?
I did.
Is that why you reached out to him for spiritual counseling?
Yes, I trusted him.
Now I want to talk to you about that counseling, okay? When you approached Brodus Perry about counseling, did you explain why you wanted counseling?
I did.
What did you tell him?
I told him that my husband and I were having some marital issues, and I just needed to figure out spiritually which direction I just needed some spiritual guidance on direction.
Did Pastor Perry agree to meet with you?
He did.
Where did y'all meet?
We met in my office.
Why?
I didn't feel comfortable with being in the church, and I wanted to be in a safe space because this was, again, something that I was not fully embracing, that I had to deal with, and I wanted to be in a space where I knew that I can be able to be vulnerable.
During the first counseling session, what did you discuss?
Everything that was going on within my marriage.
How long was the first counseling session?
It was about 2 hours.
Were you emotional during that process?
Yes,
Were you open?
I was.
Did you tell him very personal, private things?
I did.
How long, well, at the end of that session, did you determine at that time that you were going to ask for a second session?
Yes.
How long until you had a second session?
It was approximately 2 to 3 weeks before the next one.
Did it feel good to get all of that off of your chest?
Yes.
Did you reach out to Brodus Perry for a second counseling session?
I did.
Did he say that he would come do a second counseling session?
He did.
When you had your second counseling session, did you ask him about any odd behavior from the first session?
I did.
What was that?
In the first session, from the moment he walked through the door, he had his hands in his coat pocket, his jacket pocket, and he sat there the entire time during the session with his hands in his pocket. So I found that to be a little strange, but I didn't say anything in the first session. So I asked him during the section session, because he came in and he didn't have his hands in his pocket, and I was like, "What was that with you having your hands in your pockets?" And at that time, he told me it was because he was trying to maintain his professionalism.
Was that the first time that you had any indication that he might be interested in you?
That was the first time.
Did you proceed to start with the second counseling session?
We did.
What happened after you started the counseling session?
As I was talking and sharing, Brodus reached over and grabbed, I had a 2-arm chair, and he pulled me toward him and began to passionately kiss me. And from there, in that session, we did have sex for the first time.
Were you proud of that encounter?
In hindsight, no, but at that time, he was giving me everything that I had been missing for a long time.
Did you know that he was married?
I did.
Did you know his wife?
At that time, I had seen her at church, but didn't know of her.
You got to know her better later?
Yes.
How did you feel about the fact that Brodus was married?
At that time, honestly, I did not think about it. I knew that we both were married, and
we've got passion,
I was engaged in what he was giving me.
Had you had any attention like that in a long time?
No, I hadn't.
Had
In
you had
years.
any emotional attention?
Not in years.
Physical attention?
Not like that. No.
After your counseling sessions, did you end up getting divorced?
That was in February, and I did end up getting divorced in December of that year.
That's when it was finalized?
Yes.
And did Pastor Perry encourage you to get divorced?
We talked about it, and there were times whenever we would be on trips, he would make mention of, "Oh, we can't do that until you get a divorce," or "We can't do this until you get a divorce."
Now, I want to talk to you about your relationship with Brodus Perry, okay?
Okay.
After y'all had sex, did Brodus give you any particular instructions?
Yes. He immediately told me to download a app for us to be able to communicate. That app was called Confide.
Tell the jury what the Confide app did.
The Confide app is whenever you would send a message, and when you read that message, it would disappear. You couldn't screenshot it or anything like that. It would immediately disappear once you took your finger off the screen.
Did Brodus teach you how to use that app?
As we continued the app, it was probably maybe a week or two later, he found out that if you had, like, other people had your phone number in your phone and they had that app, then they could see you on it. So he had me to change my name on it and also change the way that I attached it to my account. So I went from having my phone number to coming up with a email address. So I made a new email address to be able to attach it that nobody else had.
And he taught you what all you needed to do for that app to do that?
Correct.
So that it could not be traceable back to you?
Correct.
And he did that all very quickly?
Yes.
Did he have, or was it almost a rule? Was it a rule that you had to use that app to talk to him?
Most definitely. That was our main form of communication. As the relationship went on, if he wanted to use a different form of communication, like an email or maybe even direct messaging, he would then tell me, go to this platform or go to that one. But it was not, if I was to reach out to him without him reaching out to me first, I had to use the Confide app.
Did he set any other rules for your relationship?
Yes. As far as it came to trips that he wanted me to go on with him, I was the one who had to pay my way as far as airfare or travel, and then he would, you know, his words would he would then take care of the rest, meaning that I would have somewhere to stay. When I was in the hotel rooms, I was to stay naked. I couldn't have on any clothes. I had to, and the only way I would have clothes on is if, like, you know, we were getting ready to go out. But other than that, when in the hotel room, I had to be naked. I couldn't, if something was to have happened to him as far as medically, he did not want me to call 911. I would have to call, who we referenced him as the professor, but it was Pastor Pointer. I would have to call him in order to get him emergency attention. He said verbatim lots of times, do not call 911.
Did he add any rules towards the end of your relationship?
At the end of the relationship, he wanted me to say yes, sir, and no, sir to him.
Now, I want to kind of break those down individually, okay?
Okay.
You were required to use the Confide app.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about the travel, okay? What kind of trips did Brodus want you to come on?
The very first one was to Vegas. He had some convention or something that he was at, and so that was the first one. He had invited me to go to Cuba with him that year, but he ended up right at the last minute changing it, saying that Tabitha wanted to go with him, so she went with him, and he was like, well, since you're not going to Cuba, go ahead and sign up to go to Israel for the church group trip. So I signed up to go to Israel and paid my way for that. I traveled with him to Savannah whenever he would go with Pastor Pointer.
Were there some trips that were for the pastors?
Yes.
And then other trips that were for the church group members?
The only church group that trip we went on was to Israel. The rest of them would be if he was doing something on his own, I guess, speaking engagement wise, or if he was following Pastor Pointer.
And then were there also personal trips?
And then we had personal trips.
If Brodus told you that he wanted you to go on that trip, was it expected that you would be on that trip?
I was on that trip.
Now I want to talk to you about the hotel room rule, okay? What would happen when Brodus would walk in and you were wearing clothing in a hotel room?
Once I did it, and I don't know if I was cold or what, but when he was like, why do you still have on clothes? And that happened, he withdrew affection from me. Like he was very cold, didn't want to be intimate until after I got undressed. But even then, it was then like a punishment I had to wait for him to decide that he was going to then give affection.
Now I want to talk to you about Pastor Pointer, okay?
Okay.
You called him the professor?
Yes.
What was his position within St. Mark's?
He was the lead pastor of St. Mark.
Did he know about your relationship with Brodus?
Yes, we hung out together a lot.
Do you know, is that why Pastor Pointer was supposed to be his medical emergency contact?
Correct.
Now I want to talk to you about the beginning of your relationship with Brodus, okay? Mm-hmm. How would you describe y'all's relationship at the beginning?
At the beginning, it was, I'm going to have to say, amazing. I felt beautiful. He showed me so much attention. We did all kind of things together. It was, even we gelled intellectually. It was a great relationship.
Everything that you didn't have before?
Everything I didn't have before. Even to the fact I show up in my office and he had me a dozen of roses sent to me. It was just like everything that I wanted, everything that I even shared with him that I didn't have, he was giving it to me.
Did you also give him things?
I did.
What kind of things did Brodus like?
As the relationship progressed, he got into cigars, and that was a big thing for him, to the point to where he had someone to draw him up a logo, and then I selected the name, so he became the Smoking Savant. And so the more expensive the cigar, the better for him. Then it went from cigars to bourbon, and he had to have the best of the bourbons.
Did you buy him the best of the bourbons?
Yes, I did.
Did you buy him the best of the best of cigars?
I did.
Did you buy him other things?
He wanted this Toomey briefcase for work. I think it was like $400. I got him that. He was working out, and so he needed more workout clothes, and so I purchased him like $400 worth of gear and Nike gear. There was a time when he wanted to redo his closet and get some things organized, and I bought all the organization things to make sure that whatever he needed, I did it so that he could be good.
Did he also expect you to do that?
It got to a point to where it did become an expectation.
At the beginning of your relationship, at some point, did Tabitha go to Florida?
Yes, in 2017, it was around, I think, October. Brody said that he had sent Tabitha back to Florida and that they were separated. He said that he just needed, he was feeling this urge of, he had this thing of saying that he was always wanting to be single. He never knew what it meant to be a single man. And so in that instance, he was sending her back so he could explore that to some degree.
Did he indicate to you that they were separated?
Yes.
How long was she in Florida?
At least after Christmas.
So over a month?
Yes.
2 months?
Yes.
So during that period of time, were you staying with him a lot?
Yes, I stayed probably about 3 or 4 nights with him during that time. And we also went out of the country.
Now, I want to talk to you about when y'all would travel together, kind of what you would, or I'm sorry, not when you traveled, the things that y'all would do together.
Okay.
Travel was one of them, right?
Yes.
And did you both get interested in bourbon?
I did start eventually tasting them. He would always ask me to taste and try to figure out the notes or the different contents of them, but it wasn't something that I just enjoyed.
What about cigars?
Again, I did begin to smoke certain cigars. He picked out one that was better for me than the others that wasn't too strong.
Did you go with him to cigar lounges?
Yes. Everywhere we traveled, we would find cigar lounges.
Did you actually pay his dues to cigar clubs?
The first, I paid 2 sets of dues. The first set of dues was at Dave's and Sons, and those weren't that much. And then the second one was at a club called 1836.
Were those expensive?
They were $125.
A month?
Yes.
Did he ask you to pay that?
No.
You just did
I
to
did
make him
because,
happy?
yes.
Did you engage in any physical activities together?
We ran together. We eventually began cycling. He got upset with me because I did not purchase his bike. I was like, I can't afford your $2,500 bike and mine, and that did cause him to be upset. But he eventually got his bike and I got mine, and we joined a cycling club together. We also exercised together. We would go swimming.
Now, where the fuck was his wife at all that time?
Around those kind of activities,
Listen.
did you have any?
Now, they just trying to show their relationship, but I'm like, where was his wife at all that time? I don't know why he makes that question, because I know. I done creeped around, and I know how that shit go. You make excuses and all kind of shit. But You know, this is a lot going on. And I guarantee you, y'all, the wife is in the courtroom because she is there. She got to testify too. And would you believe she, from I sent a little bit of it, she ain't even mad at this chick. She even told the police that the woman didn't try to shoot her. I think that's kind of like a female bonded thing kind of went on. And she like, damn, my husband made this woman fall in love with her. And, you know, if she married to him, she probably know his manipulating tactics. You know what I mean? People get good at taking advantage of people, y'all. You know? They really do. We go watch a few more minutes of this, y'all. Then I'm going to stop it when it hit 1 hour, because that's kind of long for y'all. And then I'm going to write the number down. We'll start part 2 tomorrow.
You had to follow.
Now, if we were at the cigar lounge and we was not hanging out with a certain group, he would have me to call a certain individual to invite her to come, so that it looked like it was more of a church thing than it was just he and I hanging out. And that was just kind of the case even with the running. It was going to always be somebody from the church, even though they didn't know they were a third party. It was the way of being able for us to still be together, but it not look like it was just us together. It would always be someone from the church.
And who made that rule to have somebody else always there?
That was him.
I want to talk
He's
to you
a
now
manipulator.
about ethical non-monogamy, okay?
Yes.
Did Brodus talk to you about ethical non-monogamy?
Yes.
Was this a lifestyle that he was interested in?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury what Brodus told you about ethical non-monogamy? What is it?
It is where individuals are able to have multiple relationships, but everyone in the relationship must consent.
Did Brodus tell you that he had talked to Tabitha about ethical non-monogamy?
He did.
Did he tell you that Tabitha had said she was comfortable with it, but he just hadn't told her about you yet?
He said that she had given him permission to be open on his side of the marriage.
So she was not allowed to be open on her side.
Okay, that's how he
but he
did
told
it.
you that she had given him permission
Right.
to go outside.
Yes.
Okay,
But he
okay.
had not told her about you, to your knowledge.
No, not to my knowledge.
But he was setting it up.
Did Brodus ever give you a book to read?
The Ethical Slut is the book that
Damn. Ethical
he wanted me
Slut.
to read, so
Man,
that I could have
and he a
more
preacher, y'all.
foundation and knowledge of this lifestyle that he was wanting to be in.
Did you read that book?
I did.
Were you interested in the lifestyle espoused by that book?
No, I was not.
How soon into the relationship did Brodus Perry start discussing this concept of ethical non-monogamy?
Actually, it started, so we were just having conversations about things in life that we wanted to do, bucket list type of thing.
I think that'll be a good place to stop, y'all. The Ethical Slut. Wow. What number we are at? I'll pull it up. But the Ethical Slut. I won't forget. I'm going to write this down. The Ethical Slut. Basically, you trying to say you go be a slut, bitch, but you a slut with class, ho. You're not no regular slut. You are an ethical slut. Like that makes a difference. I got a wife, I'm fucking you, and now I'm gonna get another bitch to come because I already been working on her too, and I'm gonna pull her in there. See, the wife, a pastor's wife, no. She got to play her position because she is the first lady. And let me tell you something else that women do when they've been married a long time. If she get tired of fucking her husband, she don't give a fuck if he go fuck somebody else. Thank you, bitch. You doing me a favor. Because I'm tired of fucking him anyway. And women do get tired. You know what I mean? Look, the side chick told me one time, We ain't finished doing. She just looked at me. She said, "You'll fuck me every day, won't you?" I'm like, "Bitch, I sure will." Fuck you talking about, you the other woman. That's your fucking job. Fuck you talking about, I'll fuck you every day. Yes, I will. Fuck you talking about, you don't never want to fuck with your wife. I'll fuck her too. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But you new pussy. Fuck you talking about. You new pussy. So yeah, I'ma fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you too. I'm tired of fucking you. Period. But anyway, y'all, we go stop. Tomorrow we go come with part 2 of Tasha Dana's trial, y'all. We go start with the ethical slut. It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody favorite baby daddy voice of the street, man. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that hype button, y'all, and join the membership because I got an email from YouTube and I got to start doing members only. Now I might have a few more time because it ain't a lot of y'all yet, technically, but that is one of the requirements to be a partner. If y'all notice other channels, they be having to do that. That's because they enforce those rules. Now they might give you a break. They be like, okay, we ain't got enough, but it's one of the rules. So if y'all really fuck with the show, it ain't but like $3 for the first, thing. It's $3 to be a member, y'all. Join the membership, man. You feel me? It's your boy G Shrimp, everybody, baby favorite baby daddy, y'all, the voice of the street, man. And we go start part 2 tomorrow. Remember, the ethical slut. If y'all ready for the ethical slut, leave that in the comment. That's what I want to see. Everybody that watch this, type in that ethical slut 2. Then I know y'all ready. You feel me? I'm out of here.